Hello. This presentation is to discuss the feasibility of implementing Grassroots, a health food-based food truck in the Billings, Montana area. My name is Tom Newpower, and I'll be presenting the information to you. So let's get started. Let's start with the problem. Billings, especially around MSU Billings, has very limited fast and healthy food options. And like I said, especially in the area around Montana State University, there's very, very little, even just food options. The healthy food options in the area are generally more expensive. Than your kind of fast food options. And there's no local food trucks in the Billings area that are offering locally sourced, organic, or grass fed produce. So value added, what are we doing that other competitors are not doing? Or what are we doing that is not already on the market? Well, we're supporting Montana farms and ranches by buying local produce. We're also buying organic, free-range, and grass-fed produce. So all of our meats and vegetables and everything, they're all organic, free-range, and grass-fed. So there's no artificial anything in our food. And we aim to have food that's balanced, healthy, and delicious. So this is an opportunity. It's very attractive. It's a very attractive opportunity because more and more young people are interested in organic and healthy foods. The health food trend is on the rise still, and people want to be positive about what they're putting in their bodies. It has added value. It fills a gap in the Billings market. There's nobody else that's doing this right now. And it's durable because it's an untapped market with really high barriers to entry, especially when you're considering the location. So let's talk about our target market. Who is our target market? Well, it's MSU Billings students. It's students that are looking for healthy food and lifestyle choices and are tight on time and money. So your typical college student. But that's who we're trying to market this to. Let's talk about the food. Like I said before, it's locally sourced, it's organic, grass-fed, and free range. So it's very, very local, it's healthy. We're looking to do a balanced, healthy, and delicious meal with an emphasis on nutrition. So unlike most places, we're not loading it up with empty calories or things that you don't need. We are focusing purely on real, wholesome food that is good for you, and that's not going to be a bunch of extra filler. We want food that tastes great but is also healthy and full of good choices. So I did a solution interview where I interviewed several people around the Billings area asking about what their priorities were for this type of scenario. So their number one priority, the biggest priority that I was given, 67% of my respondents said that their first priority was to have a place that had balanced and nutritional menu selections. They felt that a lot of the current options, especially around MSU Billings, were lackluster, and many of them weren't focused specifically on delivering that healthy food experience. Um, and a full um, 67% of respondents said that the health food or the health-based food truck was important to them. It was either their first or second priority. So a good percentage of the population really liked, or the population I interviewed rather, really liked the idea of the health-based food truck. So let's talk about pricing. Um, we want this to be competitive with some of the fast food places so that people would rather go here than say McDonald's or Burger King or places like that. So they feel incentivized to make that healthier choice because given the option, most people want to do that. All of their menu items are going to cost under $10, and the most popular wraps and salads are going to cost right around $8. If you combine like some of the like a drink or and a salad and a wrap or something like that, the total meal cost is going to be around $12. We're going to offer kombucha and other teas as well, and some smoothies to try to make it a holistic approach to sort of the health food things. Um, The interview respondents, the people that I interviewed, they considered this price strategy really good because they said, if you can make this price strategy work and make it so that, the meal is going to cost me a very small amount of money, I'm absolutely going to go there instead of one of the fast food places. So let's talk about the competition. Who do we have close by? We have Great Harvest, Harper and Madison, and an Albertsons Grocery. These are the closest competitions. Further afield, you have the Caramel Cookie Waffle Company and Lucky's Market. So let's talk about them. We don't really have very close substitutes. Harper and Madison, for example, they have high quality there, but their nutrition is not a priority. Great Harvest, again, they're quality and they're organic, but they're not very fast. Caramel Cookie Company, they have healthy options, but the portions are small and the prices are pretty high, comparatively speaking. Albertsons, their speed is high and the price is low, but they're not as high quality. You can go in there and you can pick out something that's healthy, but and it's going to be inexpensive, but it's generally not going to taste as good as, say, something from Harper and Madison or Great Harvest. Lucky's Market, they have really high quality. Their food is excellent. The price is fairly moderate, but the speed is low. It's not the fastest place to go in and out of. Their cashiers are not exactly quick, and it's kind of far out of the way to drive. So let's talk about cash flow. If we're going to start this business, we need to talk about cash flow. Here's our assumptions. Our potential our potential market is going to be 5,000 people. That's all of the students enrolled in MSU Billings. If we get 10% of that population, that's 500 students. We are the only alternative in the area. We're the sole health-based food truck in the area. We do have a few other alternatives that are kind of nearby, but again, nobody's doing exactly what we're doing. Frequency. Customers generally, we're looking for visiting 52 times per year, so a weekly visit. Because there are students there during the springs and fall and semesters, and then there are some people who are in the area around summertime as well. So if we keep people there, if we keep the truck there year round, we'll have a once a week customer base with a gross margin of 71%. So it's pretty solid. This is what our cash flow looks like. The beginning of the first year, it's going to require an outlay of about $69,000 to get everything started. And year one, you'll be positive of about $37,000. And year two, you're already up to about $89,000. So you've already recovered all of your money at that point. And now, as you can see, it just goes up from there. The net present value of the business is $488,752, or about $489,000. The internal rate of return is 112%, so it's a pretty strong return rate, and the break-even point is 1,612 units. That's how many we need to sell before we break even. So let's talk about the critical variables of the cash flow. What is going to be the biggest thing that changes the cash flow for the business? Well, the number of target customers, obviously. There's relative uncertainty regarding the percentage of that target market that will visit Grassroots, but we did a lot of calculations to this. And even if 97% of the potential customers go elsewhere, the business will still be profitable. So even if the vast majority of people, even if we only get 3% of that 5,000 customers, we're still going to be profitable. The business is still going to be feasible. And anything above that 97% is exactly, anything above that 97% is just gravy. So that's a total of 150 people. Is that 3%? Anything above that 3% is just extra, really. The other big critical variable is going to be the cost of the location. MSUB is going to charge us to stay on campus. We don't know how much that's going to cost. That's not something we've visited yet. So that's one of the big uncertainties. If it costs us more, obviously that's going to cut into profit. But with this kind of profit margin, it looks pretty good. So depending on how much it costs, we're still going to be doing pretty well. So, what do I recommend? Let's capitalize on the exclusive location. If we can get this food truck set up on the MSU Billings campus, then we can really capitalize on the fact that there's nobody else there and it's extremely close to the hungry mouths that we're trying to feed. So that means we can tap into the new market of hungry, cost conscious, and health savvy college students. We could be open only for lunch, or we could have it open for lunch and dinner, so we can, kind of figure out what times are the most profitable and stay open during that time. We can keep the truck open year round to draw traffic from students during all semesters. So, summer, spring, and fall, we can get people coming up to the truck at all times. And I recommend pursuing a value pricing strategy. We're going to do high quality, the best quality we can deliver at a fairly low cost. So, we're going to keep it affordable while delivering a very positive, very healthy, very high quality product. So that's what I have. Thank you very much for taking the time to listen, and I hope you consider investing in my business.